9/11 Simulations. As covered in 9/11 World Trade Center attack and Skygate 9/11, government reports claim the aircraft used on 9/11 exceeded the limits of a standard 757 and 767 by a wide margin. Now for the second strike, the South Tower. Again, we will set the location for this aircraft based on radar data, starting at 12,000 feet. We will once again disable the crash and damage logic, and without regard for aircraft limitations, we attempt to duplicate the attack. Government reports claim this aircraft was traveling at 500 to 520 knots, descending from 12,000 feet.
Don't sink. Don't sink. Don't sink.
Notice the aircraft flies through all buildings. The crash logic is disabled. Now we will enable the crash and damage logic and attempt the same attack, but remain within aircraft limitations, as every pilot is trained from day one. Pilots know that if you exceed aircraft limitations, you risk structural failure. According to government reports, the alleged hijackers had flight training and pilot certificates. We will fast forward the video a bit here.
Sink rate.
And now increase
Don't
to
sink.
full thrust.
Don't sink. Don't sink.
The attempt was successful while remaining within aircraft limitations. Now we will attempt to duplicate the attack again with the crash and damage logic enabled and remain within aircraft limitations till the last few seconds. Some have argued that the airplane only exceeded limitations during the last few seconds. We already know such a claim conflicts with reports provided by the NTSB, but let's see what happens if we attempt such a scenario.
Don't sink. Don't sink. Don't sink.
The aircraft became overstressed before impact at VMO plus 42. The mission was a failure. Now let's try it based strictly on government data. We increased thrust, descending from 12,000 feet, attempting to reach 500 to 520 knots, as stated by the NTSB. We can't even get anywhere near downtown New York City. The airplane became overstressed at VMO plus 38. Some may argue that we are using a 737 and should be using a 757 or 767. We used the default airplane which came with the simulator to demonstrate aircraft limitations as designed and developed by known aeronautical engineers. VMO is the same definition for all aircraft: velocity max operating. As we have shown in Skygate 9/11 based on precedent, the aircraft used on 9/11 outperformed all types of aircraft by a wide margin. There has never been an aircraft which has exceeded its limitations by such a wide margin and remained controllable and stable.
Ticket for an airplane. Ain't got time, say no factory. Lonely days are gone, I'm coming home. There's your only letter. I don't care, but I gotta spill. Find my way. We're back home again. Lonely days are gone. Can't